popular. And
Wait, what? Camera issue? Cannot be, right?
Okay, live really.
Good evening.
All right,
Yes.
we are
We are
live
live.
now. This is
We
the
are live.
first time you see 5 dudes cramping in the screen.
Yeah.
Like, this is really the small screen, a really small screen for 5 of us to come in. That's why Manfred was just talking about, what if we put 10%? I think it's going to be like a disaster. I don't want to see that. So basically, this is a very special edition of the Three Marketeers Show. Everybody, please put your hands together for Maverick, second time appearance in the show. And we have Ginn here for the first time. Now,
Second time.
today is
Ginn
very
was second.
interesting.
Ginn was second.
sorry, Maverick was second.
Ginn was also
He's also
second.
second time.
Ginn also second. Oh, yeah.
Ah,
I mean, that's the key, right?
completing the
We have too
cycle.
many guesses, which I forgot. It's my fault. Now, anyway, the Three Marketeers Show, if this is the first time you see this, welcome in. And what we do here is we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. to discuss a topic about digital marketing, anything related to anything digital. In fact, we have got quite interesting guesses appeared here before. And if you want to find out more about our past 56 episodes, you can go to my YouTube channel or the Facebook page that you're at right now. But yeah, welcome in everyone. Today we have a very interesting topic, I guess, as you can see at the bottom. We have this rolling over here. We are going to talk about some very interesting topic, which is the future of marketing with data privacy. And that's a topic that was actually being brought up by Maverick. I think Maverick actually spoke to Andrew about this thing. He said that I think it's time for us to come in and share a bit of our thoughts to our audience. Yeah. So I think I probably want to actually let you start first, Andrew.
We decided to come up with a big ass topic and then don't know what to talk about.
That's the thing, right? That's the thing.
Yeah,
right? But before that, let me say hi to everyone. We have GY.
Hey, hi, GY.
Hey.
We have GY say hi to the content seafood, and we have Jacqueline.
Hey,
Jacqueline.
Jack.
Yeah,
hi.
That's correct. Jacqueline, and Jacqueline was saying hi to Maverick and Andrew. Hi, everyone. All right, now you guys can shoot your questions about whatever about the data privacy. If you have been running ads on Facebook or something that you see the data missing and all that, we do our best to answer. But then again, I think in order to kickstart the topic, right? I think we set this question. Everything actually started with this thing. Right, when this thing happened, like when was that, Manfred?
Around May, late May.
Late May
this year, right? It was May this year.
May this year. It was announced back in November, October, November last year actually. Then everyone started to go way panic and wetting pencils already.
Then gradually Facebook insight gone, then Facebook attribution gone, then throwing AEM, throwing this, throwing that.
Yep. To make up.
So that's the wake up call to everyone who actually relies on Facebook Ads Manager to do their analytics. You know, that's when everybody go haywire and crazy at that. Oh, we're gonna lose so much data. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So that's how the whole thing started. But that also triggered a very important so-called discussion about the data privacy, because this is not going to be the first, and so this is not going to be the last. It's just going to be the first who kicks out. To quickly get your thoughts from you guys like Maverick, Ginn, and everyone here. What is your take about the future of marketing? Basically, just really, quickly link back to the topic over here. Just want to hear your thoughts.
So how do we do? Do we raise our hands or what?
You just talk, and we'll just fight to talk. Raising hand is just the
courtesy, right?
Yeah. Manfred does that, no. We don't give a shit, We just talk. This is like talking in a mama store at 10 p.m.
It is supposed to be a mama store. It's just that you guys probably can bring your whiskey and whatnot. I don't care, but
whoever talks the loudest gets it.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll talk more on the. I think because Ginn and Jason, you're probably better at the ad side, and then emails definitely go to my man Andrew himself as well. Manfred, you basically fill up the gaps in between. But I think one part, the future, if you ask me, without tracking, I've been in marketing for 18 years, so started with newspaper ads. Back then, we got tracking. We have to basically do, we have a spray technique. At 5:30, you have to submit your ads to the star. At 5, then at about 5:25, you're still deciding. 5:26, you start putting out the joystick already, because back then the only way we track is where you get us from, or we get multiple phone numbers, and that's how it is last time. And how we did it last time, damn good copywriting. You basically put in like, and last time, now basically Ginn and Jason can basically tell you stuff like, oh, the ad not working out, we switch. After 3 to 7 days, we can switch some more, switch creative. Hey, shit lah, last time we can switch, man. You put in 5,000, you shit in your pants, more like switching lah. Then you know lah, one error, one spelling, one icon before a phone number wrong. Wow, that one would be damn hard, man. I don't know where it goes to a pawn line or what, but
Yeah.
that one is like the most painful one. But after a couple of thousands, your copywriting skill will be damn good lah. So I think we will fall back to that era where the content creativity, that will be one, the content quality, and then again storytelling and copywriting. That's my take. If all this data privacy, I think the trend, there's no stopping right now. More and more players are onto the bandwagon trying to say that, hey, we also want to protect data as well, right? So even emails, I thought nobody would kind of bother email because everyone thought email is dead already. So apparently not. Talking about emails, Andrew, what's your take with the new Apple Mail iOS 15, right?
Okay, before that, when we were talking about agencies, when agencies submits all these creatives, the bromides those days, I will be at the production floor receiving although I'm in sales, by evening I actually spend most of my time there. And I will see the production guys receiving the bromides. If it comes late, they will slap a house ad and then they will not receive yours and then they will throw it away. That's how those days were. There's no such thing as you can still control your ads. It's basically the print media guys who control it. But from an email standpoint, the iOS 15, there were few. I've been reading, the ESPs are still grappling with it. But one of the main worries was tracking opens. And some of them actually found a way to measure it now. Because if they know for a fact that if you're an iOS Apple Mail user, the first open is definitely driven by the AI itself. That means it automatically downloads and open. So what they do now, they track the second open. So if the second open is triggered, they know that the reader actually opened the email. So that's basically in terms of impact, it's not as bad as the ad guys. Because your email also is very dependent on your content. If you put in crappy content, people will also unsubscribe anyways. So for marketers or email marketers, the dependency of content, we've already been trained that we have to write good stuff. Otherwise, the readers won't follow. So it's not so bad. Because we own the email address, as opposed to if you run Facebook ads, you're dependent on Facebook to do the reporting. So from email standpoint, you're right, content is going to be key. The ability to segment your users from clicks is going to be key. So copywriting, that's going to be one of the prime movers.
In a way, it's still kind of like carrying the similar standpoint as Maverick, which is the creative side of it, which is like you still have to pay a lot more attention on this part. So what about you, G? What is your take on this thing?
What's my take on this is definitely in terms of skill set improvement. No doubt about it. The game has to go up. But I think in terms of running Facebook ads, right, coming from the 2017, 2018 era versus what's happening now, one thing for sure, our conversation, Andrew, definitely sticks up that there's no such thing as being lazy anymore by trying to just chuck everything together and hoping that, it all works. Back in the good old days, we get to really see, as long as we put the settings in, Facebook can literally do breakdowns for you, which is like, man, I really miss those days.
Yep. Facebook is now a broadcasting tool already.
Yeah, it has actually become in towards that already. In fact, the conversation that we were having before the session went live, even that are now even some things that it used to be an option for us to expand or just keep it as it is. It's now going mandatory all in already. For those of you, detailed targeting expansion, it's now a thing. It's no longer an option.
So it's mandatory, right? By default.
Yeah, it's either hitting you already or it will hit you soon one way or another. So that's why.
Are you having this for all objectives, or you're only seeing this on certain objectives? Because my side, I'm seeing it only on certain objectives.
So far, I know for conversions, it's definitely in already. For
Catalog,
messages, messages, I'm also seeing it in already.
Right.
I primarily use these two. So whereas for the other objectives, I've not touched on it for some time. So really keeping our fingers crossed on what's gonna happen soon.
Well, it's gonna swipe. I think it's gonna swipe.
Yeah, it's going to swipe that already. In fact, they were saying that the whole business suite thing mandatory, the whole UI thing is going to change. Yeah, pretty much all of us will be in for quite a good ride in this Q4. So
good for me lah. I can run new classes though. Anyway.
All right.
I mean, that's what we do, right? Every time there are changes, everybody panic, then they become an opportunity, right? But nonetheless, I think, let's come back to the topic, which is about the data privacy. Now, I think one of the biggest worry Facebook advertisers, let's talk about, from the Facebook advertising standpoint, which I specialize in. A lot of people are very worried because they will lose the attribution, which is true. Up to now, we won't be able to know that, like, let's say which age group convert more, whether it's female or male actually make more purchases compared to the rest. But what I want to say here is this: look, Facebook Ads Manager, to be frank, in my opinion, fundamentally, it shouldn't be the only analytical tools that you own. That's why all the data are still there. If you ask me, it is still there. It never go away. You just have to, you just have to go over to other platforms such as GA. We still have GA. All the attributions is still there. If you do all the UTM parameters and everything done right, you still know which ads gives you more conversions and all that. That's why, up to now, I'm not that worried. But I think the more worrying part, so-called, for those people who are worried though, is really about the targeting selections. Because the moment you don't do all this attribution, then you won't be able to do more like defined targeting, like we used to be able to, right? And now you're talking about the detailed targeting expansion is a mandatory thing. Then a lot of people are actually worried. But then again, I think that comes back to, in my opinion, I don't know, based on my past 10 plus years of experience following the evolution of Facebook ads, right? First thing first, what I want to say here is sometimes things that are gone will come back. Okay, so that's the first thing that we probably just, have some hope, have some faith over there. And second thing is, I'm not sure about you. I've actually been seeing Facebook targeting algorithm in terms of the AI backend, whatever that is working in the back, has been improving tremendously. Oh,
well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's my take. So when it comes to iOS 14, right, I really think that it's not really, it's anyway a thing that's here to stay. But come back to this topic itself, right? Come back to this, really the question itself. It's definitely affecting the Facebook ads reporting. But like I said, you always have a fallback, which is your GA is still there. And totally agree with Ginn. If you don't have a very strong GA, or you don't have a strong knowledge on GA, who else can teach GA? By the way, I probably will need to get somebody else to come in on this thing already.
Yeah, for the next show, you never know. But I think, G, you brought up a good point, because I think silo. So a lot of times people will say, hey, people do LinkedIn marketing. There are some people who do TikTok marketing. So they really deep dive. So one of our past clients came and said, you know what? How we are different is that for me, because I think I'm quite opportunistic in nature. So I will go to LinkedIn basically just for what are the things that LinkedIn can do for me, and then I'll bring them down to the next step, like emails, or maybe I'll do some retargeting of videos and whatnot. So I think it could be wrong, 50-50. But for those who are very platform-centric, right, which means that, hey, I only do LinkedIn marketing, everything, all my kung fu is only on LinkedIn only, I think that's going to be a problem as well. Because if we even look at omnipresence, without all this data privacy coming to play, the whole conversation about being omnipresent has always been there. You have to be like what Jason, you're saying, like you are on YouTube, and after that you are on, I don't know whether you're on Instagram, but you're on Facebook. So then your website is there. Google Zmod, they already say you need like 4 locations, right? So if you just silent do ads only without doing content, and there are some, I think Ginn, you know some gurus as well who basically run ads. But if you go to their website, there's actually no blogs, there's no content, there's no video. Basically, all their contents are for ads. So I think customers have also become smarter in the last
100%.
Years.
Definitely they have picked up on that.
Yeah,
they picked up so much.
Search a bit.
Yeah, they can actually now smell whatever tricks that you have, like even probably like 5 miles away now. That used to be like 1 mile, now 5. But I think I totally agree with Mav here, you know. So it's like, I wouldn't want to encourage, I'm not saying that I don't want to encourage, but I would say that not everybody should go omni-channel. Like you want to be on every places. But I agree with Maverick that you need to have at least, definitely cannot be just Facebook. And definitely cannot be just Instagram, because you're still putting all your eggs in almost one basket. You know, that's why I have been, on my side, I've been developing skills on email marketing, and my YouTube channel has been, in fact, my YouTube channel is my main traffic driver right now. So it's really something that I think a lot of advertisers, if you are focusing on advertising, even when it comes to advertising, right, I think there is also something that you can actually consider cross-platform. You want, instead of just one journey, you see, like I have an advanced way of advertising on Facebook that you can actually do a sequential kind of ad to tell story, one ad followed by another, and so on and so forth, to actually tell a story. In fact, right, when it comes to retargeting, we are not much affected if you look at the overall thing. But then again, I think we should level up, you know, as digital marketers, and you know, as those people who actually experiments a lot, which is like what I'm doing right now. I'm doing cross-platform advertising journey right now. So I think it's something that a lot of people actually should consider. Like I have retargeting on YouTube, I have a bit of retargeting on my Facebook ads, and I do bring people from various places to be, so that I can actually, in fact, I think with this kind of cross-platform advertising, you're able to create an even omnipresence kind of so-called appearance to your audience. It will become a lot more powerful though.
So I double check, you bring them to the website. So from there, using the pixel to retarget. So you can just pass the patent from Google, pass the patent to Facebook now, and retarget.
Yes. I mean, I have definitely, like for my retargeting, definitely it's happening on Facebook and Instagram. But my retargeting also happens on, you know, YouTube. So if you come to my website, you'll start seeing my ads on YouTube, you know, and Facebook. So wherever you go, right, it's kind of like, yeah, and it's very
activate the drip campaign. Try to persuade you in multiple angles, because I don't know what you want actually. So I have to try different methods.
That's why leveling up is the big thing.
Yeah,
I think things changed. Actually,
this year,
things changed
very fast.
Yeah, just this year itself is a crazy change year. Right? Year of change.
And plus the stoppage.
Even for something as so-called as mundane as emails, I was working with a client. I'm still working with them, and then what I realized is, besides email alone, we would need to also buffer up, and with WhatsApp, if they use WhatsApp messaging, mobile messaging, in order to get them to act. For example, to register for an event or something. Besides just the email, you know, so you get your email standing up, then you got to follow up with that. And I was telling them this evening that, you know, because they were concerned about ads. The realization for me is the ads is basically something to get people's attention, or the ads they're running. And when they either like your page or share your page or make a comment on your page, that's where you trigger that conversation with them on whatever platform. Either is if you're on Facebook, you do Messenger and all those things, to actually nurture them or basically talk to them or have that conversation to get them to take the next step. Because the ads ain't going to do it. Even with your own landing page itself, they can come to the landing page. But, you know, irrespective of how good your copy is, because depending on the person that's coming in, and that depends on your targeting. And your targeting is already crap as far as Facebook is concerned. We do detailed target is open, so you don't know who's coming in. So when they actually react on your ads, when they respond your ads, that's where you actually hit them through multiple channels. First, if it's on Messenger, if you get their contact, get them on emails or even WhatsApp. No longer you just run an ad and hope for the goals to come in. Money to drop from sky ain't gonna happen anymore.
I would say, in a way, right, I think it's more important to really build and design and build a more detailed and more so-called, more detailed, a more customer journey. I wanted to actually put the word over here, which is like, put it this way. I think lesser and lesser people will be actually making the decision to buy from you or not on the first encounter.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
It's true. Almost very, very, very zero right now, almost near to zero right now. So I think what happened after the first encounter would actually play a very important role. Like recently, I just experienced. I signed up for some kind of like webinar thing. They did it on the Facebook group, but then again, you know what? Actually, they did it so well because they do WhatsApp to do reminder. They do WhatsApp to do all these things. So I mean, in a way, I like what Andrew was saying just now. You build a journey beyond the advertising already. You're creating a different touch point on different places. So be it email, if you're strong at that, or you can actually, seriously, I just experienced like yesterday on the WhatsApp side. In fact, the way I feel it, right, is actually more powerful than email.
Yep.
So I think with the integration of WhatsApp, I do believe that Facebook is going to do something that's going to open up some tools for WhatsApp to link deeper together with Facebook to do different kind of CRM kind of thing. I think that would change away the game of advertising using Facebook or Instagram or even WhatsApp as the platforms that we are at. So I think it's not really about a platform issue. It's not really so much about whatever. I think it's really more important for us to really think deeper about what kind of customer journey that we want to build for our audiences.
What happens after the click?
Correct. Actually, Jason, I agree with that because you see, like you say, like technology can come and go. Like, I don't know how many of you have been on Friendster before. So
ICQ, MSN.
Yes.
What's that?
So technology can come and go. MySpace is like, screw lah, Facebook, we are all on MySpace, but what happens right now, right? So
No space.
but I think one thing, so if you focus on technology, it may not be the right thing because it always shifts. Even creativity as well. I realized that, sometimes because of trends and stuff, you want to talk about the hot topic, and then you go one step up, is actually the strategy. So like what Jason mentioned, is like, what's the strategy, the touch point? But if you ask me what is one more step further up, until the day we start selling to AI or robot, it's still customer psychology. So I think once we understand how the customer behavior is, like nowadays, even when we see a foreign brand at, I don't know, Jaya Grocer, man, the salesperson is there. We won't go and ask. Our parents will go and ask the salesperson, hey, Miss, what's this shampoo thing? The olden days, our parents would do that. Now it's like, you wait, let me take out my phone and check already first. Hey, Lazada cheaper, buy. And then they'll just go off already. Then go Lazada, but they didn't buy or add to cart. And after that, they'll get targeted on other places as well. So I think the whole, I saw Dan Lok talk about this before. When it comes to the tofu, right, top of the funnel, we always think that everything go down. But the way he says that, man, it's like a ping pong. It's like we play the ping pong game. It's like if it lands there, it lands there. If not, he will go someplace else. So Alibaba talk about this as well, like content. Why content is so critical? Because if every corner I go, also see Andrew, also see Ginn. So that's how the trust would develop. So I think it goes back really seriously into understanding the customer psychology, and then we build the strategy around that area. So ads is just one technique only. I think very paise, like if Batman, every boss he go to, he's just going to use better rank. But eventually the villains will like, I know like this guy, the moment he reached there, he's just going to take out the better rank. It would be cool if marketers become like Batman in a way that I assess the situation, and after that I see what weapon is the best. So just like Ginn talk about something interesting, you cannot be lazy anymore. So I don't know whether marketers have been lazy last time, but I hustle.
Marketers can't be lazy, right?
We still had that leeway last time, kind of, hearing Maverick you talk about the whole Batman and the Batarang thing, right? It kind of just made me realize now that why we don't see Ultraman these days already, because he only do this. After that, no more already. that seems to be the finishing move. Same goes for Power Ranger, all the other things. That's why
I was thinking, if I'm the monster, I come in, I bite off both your arms first, you're screwed already, man. So, or Power Ranger, I just kidnap one first, and then 4, I see how you're going to operate.
No, Ultraman has the low bat indicator.
By the way, people are just saying that Maverick just exposed his age, and now you guys go deeper about Power Ranger and Ultraman. Wait, what is that?
Thundercats.
So now I understand why.
What?
He-Man, She-Ra.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. I'm not going there.
That's really private already.
I watched Powerpuff Girls.
But since we are talking about the old days, last time was program TV.
Yes.
You understand last time psychology at 5:30. I tell, hey, Ginn, bye-bye. I want to go home and watch show. And then 6 o'clock, the mom, hey, Siam, I want to watch the TVB. So those kind of behaviors have been around. But nowadays, where got people wait until 8 o'clock only watch the news lah? What anytime news is on Facebook and whether it's real or fake. So if we still behave in the old ways, like, oh no, we program something and stuff like this, I think it's very customers are smart lah. You lay the trap there, they can smell it lah, like what you mentioned.
You have to go where the eyeballs is.
Correct.
Eyeballs are over there. Say example now they're not on Facebook. They all went TikTok. Then you have no choice. You have to go TikTok. I got people. I got people resist.
Right. And the Blackpink guy, is it Blackpink or something else? I don't know. Manfred, like you and your TikTok, you and your K-pop, anything. Anyway, but by the way, Manfred is our TikTok expert over here. Anything about TikTok, then you know who to go to. Seriously, I have no clue. I installed and deleted it multiple times. Seriously,
it's a digital drug, no. It's a digital drug.
To him,
really will get
to him.
Yes.
To Manfred. Digital drug to him. It's a
I think TikTok is like Snapchat, man. Yeah, Snapchat is like half the world are addicted to it, the other half don't know what's happening, man. So I think TikTok is more or less the same. I think as more social media platforms come around, right, some people will get it. The rest is like, I'm just going to go back to Facebook, whatever that's familiar with.
Right.
That's why I would say it's more important for you to understand who your customer, what your customer demographic and where do they hang out, right? Like, for example, if you really want to sell if you want to sell Facebook courses and you go TikTok, that's a very cute thing to do, in my opinion. So I'm just going to basically, but here's another thing. Do you think we should jump on the bandwagon of every crazy new things that comes up? I want to hear from you guys.
For me, okay, if you look at social media, right, there's always these three faces over here. Sorry, it looks like a dick, but yes. So I try to put...
Why you draw this kind of thing on the show?
It's a normal curve.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, now so at the start, it's always fringe, It's like, wow, very... Only special people can go. Oh, you're not Harvard grad. Sorry, Andrew, you cannot join. Oh, you're not iOS. You cannot go on Clubhouse. So they always have this exclusivity at the start. Right. But I think it's Jari Pasal. They just want to create that FOMO effect, you see. So I know people who basically go and buy an iPhone just to play Clubhouse. I'm like,
serious?
Damn good excuse for your wife,
Now I wanted to bring math in the center, but I can't. Wait, let me try. It's a very interesting thing to see a man draws a dick beside his face. Just saying.
Correct. So depending on where your head goes to, right? Okay, but at the top is familiarity. So I think familiarity is that just now we say, oh, Jason, you are not on Friendster, loser, no wonder your business not good, people say those kind of stupid shit at that time. It's because it's a household item. It's like if you don't have a Facebook account, you lose. But I think right now we are in.
What kind of friends do you keep, man, Maverick? Where people say that you unfriend the fella lah?
Oh God! But now we are in the stage of fascism. That's why all these rules. Last time we got rule one in Facebook. I think Jason, you can remember. You want to advertise Bitcoin, can. Want to advertise MLM, can. What financial product? Can. But now you cannot say this. I think Ginn will know this. You cannot put the word "you" inside all the time as well. A lot of my copywriting tricks cannot work anymore. So I think as platforms reach this level, right, people will break away and screw it. I'm just going to find something new again. So like how Clubhouse, a lot of people were, were complaining. So they went to Spotify's green room. Some went to dive. So I think customers are smart enough with 197 social media platforms. They have more than enough to choose. But for us, 197 plus.
Shit,
but I think for us, marketers, business owners, every new thing we have to explore. I think we are naturally curious. But to say whether we jump all in, silang, I don't think that should be the strategy. But that's my thoughts.
Yeah. I agree.
We need to know. Doesn't mean
exploring is good. Exploring is good. Like I went into Clubhouse because Andrew invited me, but I don't see Clubhouse everywhere anymore. But then again, basically, but recently I see the rise of Telegram and all these.
Yeah.
Basically, different people are using different ways of doing it. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna test a bit of a Telegram site as well. But yeah.
Oh,
So
So
guys,
you
if
can do live videos there, man. You can do
you can do live video, you can do live audio
Yeah.
also.
Oh, is
Correct.
it?
Yeah,
shit.
it's
It's
very
a super
similar
app.
to.
I think it's quite super app on the way.
It is quite similar to Clubhouse though, but it has a lot more feature. Like for example, you can do poll, you can share a lot
You
of
can
things.
PM lah. Clubhouse, I think
Yeah.
still cannot PM. I've never been there for some time now. But last time with PM, people also have to go to Instagram and go and PM Manfred, for example. They don't even
Oh,
have
yeah.
a PM feature over there. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Hopefully
How
they
to
have
funnel
an
people? You have to. So which means that a lot of people will build so many followers at Clubhouse, and then I ask them, so how are you gonna funnel them? Never think about it. So you see, that's where the strategy break apart, lor. But
Oh.
if let's say you know the only way is Twitter or Instagram, which means your capture page or your bio link at Instagram have to be damn power lah. So you from Clubhouse you go to Instagram. Instagram maybe you go to your landing page or something. So the sequence must always be there.
Right. Wait. Before we go further, I just want to quickly go through some of the comments over here. Like, Jacqueline was saying, learning from you guys. And Mikhail is here. What's up? Mikhail is here. Darren is here. And Mikhail is saying hi
Darren.
to Maverick. And we have SP
Hey.
here. I'm not sure whether you guys are still here because everything was on the flow. I couldn't just interrupt our Sifu and all that.
No, you were sucked into the conversation also lah.
Yeah, we're open.
I just want to actually quickly go through. Like we have Fazila.
The moment I draw the dick, Jason is like off.
Oh,
already,
he's on, man.
No. I mean, you actually, I didn't cross that. You were the one who said dick first. It wasn't me. Oh Lord.
Yeah. I'm thinking post production how to pixelate that page.
I don't know lah. Cannot lah. That and Wing was
This
here
one
as well. I'm not sure whether.
It's called a bell curve. Yeah,
Oh,
It's
a normal bell
curve that
curve.
looks like what. Anyway, so Chiwai was saying marketers not only say hustle but say cari makan susah. Cari makan all the time susah lah. And Riza is here. Okay, what's up?
Now, Rizal.
Now I want to quickly drive the conversation a little bit back towards the core topic, which we were supposed to talk about: marketing versus the data privacy. Now, the marketing versus the data privacy. But then again, right? Are these two things always against each other? What's your take?
I think it's supplements lah. Andrew, you will know lah. Last time newspaper. Okay, the sun is still around. I'm not sure, but they always
The
talk
sun is
about
still
the
around.
circulation. Oh, sorry, sun guys. They say like got 1 million circulation. I say they circulated to the nasi lemak auntie who use it to power funnel.
To power.
Yeah. So because they are the first usually at 7-Eleven to take it, right? So I think even last time data had been somewhat manipulated lah. Like radio, they say how many people tune in. I always wonder like how the
hell they track is the
Okay,
ABC.
podcast download. At least I can still
Survey
track
lah.
it.
It's still survey
Yeah.
lah.
Yeah.
So it may go back to old days. We have operated in the blind last time. Okay, but granted, last time the customer journey I think is shorter. I see
Simpler.
something, if it's good, I call my friend. My friend say I have no idea, but I'll buy anyway. I'll just go. But now they will check prices all the way to China, Taobao, some more just to buy a stupid bottle of shampoo. And very common. I go to Giant, see the shampoo, 8 ringgit and 90 cents. Okay, go and check Lazada, 7 ringgit. But you cannot buy 7 ringgit. Well, you have to buy minimum 20 bucks, then only can get free delivery. Guess what? You end up spending more on something that could have been cheaper actually. But we cannot say that customer not very smart, not very savvy. But that is how their behavior. End of the day, we also have to chase the fish, right? So when it comes to data, I think look at it from a macro point of view. But at the same time, we have been running a few focus groups though. So which means just get customers and clients in and just ask questions.
Right.
So back into could be those of
The
by the
old
way,
days,
yeah, kids, if you don't know what is focus group, last time they will bring you in and ask you, Toyota launching Vios, silver color nicer or purple color nicer? Yeah, those are the old days before Ginn start doing split testing. Put 5 different Vios color and see which one people click the most. Okay, the old day uncle talking is we actually go and ask people which color you like.
absolutely.
What's the
Back
take?
then, there
What's
was
the
still a
take,
career in doing surveys one, I kind of guess. Uh, for me, I would say that let's look at it this way, that when AirAsia and, say for example, Mars was still actively selling tickets at the moment, right? The common thing that people will say is that, damn, I really don't like the idea of them following me all over the place. But at the end of the day, they still want to consume the product. So to me, data privacy tackles onto the part where we balance out the need of us knowing that, okay, it's still safe for me to surf without people knowing, but I still want to know what's happening outside that one. That's really the way that I like to take a look at it.
But I think
as-
Malaysians would be data.
I don't
okay,
think so.
about this. Like you mentioned AirAsia, right? So you buy an air ticket. They say,
Yep.
then Tony Fernandez said that, hey, Ginn, I just sent you the e-ticket. Please check in your email. But the moment you open up, you already see the Bali ad already. Lah. But you would think that, okay, ma, I'm actually going to Bali, so I don't mind seeing the ad. So would you rather them feeding you something relevant, or, hey, no, cannot. I must read my email first, then only you read later.
in
I-
most
I-
cases, yeah, sorry, Andrew, you can go on first.
I think if you feed them the relevant information, they don't mind. It is when you
Yeah.
feed them something totally out of context, then yes, then that's where people get a bit irritated in that sense.
Yes, my friend.
The guy
So
who raised
that
hand.
actually
Oh, I didn't
points
see
out one
one.
very
Okay.
interesting question. You see, before ATT, the iOS, so people know exactly what you want, so they serve the right ad. Now with iPhone, they ask you, do you allow Facebook to send data to Facebook? You say no.
No.
So we are advertising blindsided. You can't really know your audience well.
Yeah.
Correct.
So my question is, after May, for all those iPhone users, are you getting relevant advertisement? Are you getting?
I
relevant?
am.
Yeah,
I am. Let me
Still?
share a bit of my experience over here. Sorry, Maverick, you wanted to say something?
No,
Let you go
no,
first.
because I'm not an iPhone user. So
Oh, okay.
Oh.
But
Huh?
do you
Jason,
do you opt out, Jason?
I opt out, but here's the thing. I want to clarify this thing. The
Ah.
data privacy is happening to most apps.
All right.
Apps can choose you don't allow them to track. But you see,
Yes.
Facebook, have you experienced that? Whether Facebook will ask you whether you allow them to track or not?
No lah, of course we'll track one lah.
You will track lah. Now, the moment you will track, right? The next thing, you see, here's the thing. One thing I want to share with you guys when it comes to the data privacy, in my opinion, I might be wrong. Come attack me. Anyway, so the thing is, if you are using Facebook or Instagram, if you are using them, all these platforms for free, you are the product. And they say iOS screw you up anyway. You know what happened? They still have millions, tens of millions of websites that are tracking you. You go, let's say, this is what I experienced. I was searching for one product. I think everybody experienced that. What Facebook is really good at, that they can be so confident until they tell you that let's do the expansion for me because I'll find you the best audience. You know why? Because they know what you're looking for. Immediately, they could just need to put all the relevant ads that come and show you. And what can you do about that? Right? So if you ask me how is that going to affect if you're talking from the angle of the effectiveness of Facebook ads or Instagram ads, I don't think it's affected. It's just the apps are not able to track. Like, for example, if you opt out from Shopee, then of course they can't track your activities on Shopee. But all this data, although they can't track, but Shopee app is still installed with the SDK, which is still flowing the data back to Facebook. And Shopee website is also installed with Facebook Pixel, and they are flowing all this data back to Facebook. That's what I think.
That's what Facebook is doing with the conversion API. They're trying to flow the information back.
They will do their best to actually
work around.
They have ways to work around. And I think eventually the strategy that you apply on retargeting become a more important thing to look at. I think that's what I think.
True.
The journey that you build. Come back to the same thing, which is the journey that you build.
The journey, the messaging. So instead of pushing the information out or pushing the ad out to people, for me, I think it is more important now to your copy, your creative is to attract the right people. Call out the right people so that for them to take action although you may be sending the message to 10,000 people, you basically want to target the 20 people that is in the room that is exactly your ideal audience. So you would be able, your content and all those things have to call out to these people already.
Well, I think a lot of great storytellers or mass comm students and all that will probably find a good job because truth be told, if you remove all this and you have to fall back on creativity, right? Then but where creativity stems from, also understanding the customer. So I think cannot run as long as we keep our eyes on the customer journey. You never know, man. Maybe billboard. I think billboards in a way also make a comeback already. Billboards, because at the time it went down and then now it start coming up. You will say the digital billboards a lot of people are doing, but I still see the traditional billboards. The one near my place, LDP, there are still billboards that are charging like 100K per month. I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
Non-digital ones, is it?
Yeah, non-digital. The one where outside Three
Damansara, is it?
Yeah, Three Damansara, that because they are always having a jam, right? 100K, I thought, wow, not bad. You can still fetch this kind of price, man.
Yeah.
I think billboard would never die. You see, I mean, if today the reason you are here because you're worrying that Facebook might die and all that, I don't think that is gonna happen anytime soon. Probably not our lifetime. I mean, I'm just saying that just some shift in terms of certain things over here. I think it's about choosing the right platform. I think I totally agree with Maverick, and you seriously need to start looking at how can you see, like, the data privacy. Seriously, when it comes to the data privacy part, is because if you are counting on all these platforms to help you with the data processing or the data, whatever it is, right, or to use their targeting, the data to do the targeting, I think you're probably gonna have a challenge. And I do believe that email is gonna be a very important tool moving forward.
Correct.
That's why for a lot of things that you do, right, you at least have to go back to, because data privacy is only applicable if the data is not yours, right? When the data is yours, right? What privacy is that, right? You're just gonna do whatever you should or you are allowed to, right?
Just be ethical about it, but you're right. You're right. Email is one phone. Email phone numbers is going to be important, especially if you can own this.
Yeah, give a big like you see, for example, right? Okay, again, we talk about customer journey. So we know if you are targeting mass market, and for the family, they will tapao chat fund once a week, for example. You want to know a better way to spend your Facebook ads? You actually go and put the sticker on their chat fund box, because as they are actually eating that time, they'll be looking at stuff. They might as well be reading them, man. That is better impression. I don't care how fast you eat, 5 minutes minimum. You have actually seen the ad, scan the QR code, watch a VR. So that could be actually better than, I don't know, trying to retarget. Yes, is there a way to target it? Yeah, maybe you can from the QR code that they scan, but the impression as they read. So I think people will still read those kind of mama store at the table, because they still put the stickers and stuff like that. I think in a way it still works. So I don't like it when people say that, digital marketing is everything right now. Chili's with their balloons, kids eat for free. I think that one is still damn brilliant, man. Because all the kids, even though the kids didn't eat at Chili's, mommy, I want the balloon. Now you take 3 lah. I give your cocoa, give your teacher, then walk everywhere.
Free advertising, man.
Yeah, free advertising, or even books. So we will throw brochures away, but we may not throw books. So I know Datuk Joey Yap, for example, I think every year he will send out books to people, and he sign it and stuff like that. Well, the cost, if you think about it, could be cheaper. I think personal touch could be the key. So rather than just thinking digital, I think hybrid could be a better way. So like Jason, you mentioned, if the marketer from day one until now is just relying on data only and one kung fu, then tough.
I think Facebook advertising, to a certain extent, right, makes digital marketers slightly lazier. At least some of them, they actually grow lazier, because they say, so easy, I master this, I come in, talk, everything happens for me. Yeah. But then again, even coming back to this, I think digital marketers, or not to say generally marketers, are very basically we are able to just adopt to anything that will come our way. But I want to bring up a very interesting question before we go towards it's already 10:45. Interesting, but I want to hear your opinion about what might Google do, in your opinion? Because now it's bloody iOS, right?
Mm.
It's just the bloody iOS, and we're talking about just 20 to 30%, right? Okay, now, what if Google also do that shit? Oh my. Okay, look. What will happen? What's your take?
Well, Jason, I thought it's not a what if, it's already a 2023 or 2025 thing.
2023, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's supposed to be
actually
2022.
Oh, so
Supposed
COVID pushed it to
to be-
2023.
Yes, supposed to be next year. Hey, 90% revenue depending on ads, They also now shaking.
Yeah. But
What's
I
your take?
think,
What do you think?
but it's
They
interesting that
won't
the
close
giants,
down Google Analytics one, that's for sure.
yeah, but the giants have moved, right? Sometimes the smaller players have to follow also. I think Apple was smart to start it first. Google is basically in the position that shit, if I don't follow, means I'm saying that I don't value data privacy and stuff like that. So if enough players move, then yeah, but what Andrew says is correct.
Already, lor.
Yeah, are they going to give up their ad revenue, or they could have something planned already? I don't think Google is.
I don't think the ad revenue is going to come down. It's just the data privacy will change the game a bit. Like now, if you ask me, has Facebook ads become cheaper after the iOS 14.5? Just because lesser people spending on ads right now? Come on, man, you wish.
Yeah.
Nothing changed. And even like now, Ginn was saying, the detailed targeting expansion is now default. Then do you think people will just go and like rah and say, I hate this, I don't want to run ads on Facebook? Are you dreaming? Can that happen, man?
I
People
think a
can
lot
run
of
away from
Facebook
that.
marketeers
More
are
people
not
will come
even
in.
aware.
In fact, the CPM gone up already even. So it's like,
That's the thing. I mean, basically, the ad revenue shouldn't be an issue. I think it's about how marketers actually can do this. Because if you ask me, right, who are the one who actually get affected the most? The marketers. If you look at this, right, users are happy because I'm protected. I can choose whether I want to give away my data or not.
Yes.
Correct.
Right. But then again, even you give away data on maybe Shopee or Lazada, but then again, the data flows back to Facebook. You still see personalized ads in a way. So you don't feel a thing. You don't really feel a thing. It's about the marketers. I think this really comes back to the marketers, how resilient you are, how you move around these things, right? Well, so what's next? What do you think? What's next? I mean, when it comes to data privacy, to come back to the topic that we're at right now, what is your take? Like, let's give everyone a bit of airtime to give your opinion about what marketers should do when the data privacy
from
becomes
TikTok point of view.
Yeah, let's do that, man. Okay, let's feature Manfred.
Let me bring him up.
Let's put him big.
Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Where's Manfred?
Where's
Over here.
Maverick? Okay.
I have to manually do Manfred.
TikTok point of view.
Yes.
TikTok is not involved in this saga.
Huh?
TikTok
Not
is an app. Then people can choose to opt out.
But I didn't read any related information about TikTok's reaction on the. But I do heard that TikTok may be doing live selling. That's all I heard lah, and it's growing. And what caught my attention is the organic growth is really is tremendous compared to IG and Facebook. So in fact, when you want to do Facebook ads, this is my suggestion. If you have videos, you should put it on TikTok organic to test. Then you have some idea which video will work and save you a bit of money. You put inside your FB and IG ads to run. And
before that, Manfred, sorry to interrupt. Do you think that works? Because if I throw the TikTok different audience, not the one that I want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's what I was thinking.
I know. But the thing is, it's sort of proven that although the audience in TikTok is younger, but it's proven that certain videos are actually working. It gives you an idea. Then you can narrow down your testing. Just like I'm doing a video for kids reading. I'm thinking should be kids reading, because I was targeting parents. So kids reading the book, or kids reading to the book to another child, or parent reading the books to the child, or the kids reading the book itself. So many variations. You can just try if your budget is very tight. That's what, it's not perfect, but it's still a way to get a glimpse of whether your audience are receptive to this video. I admit, yes, TikTok audience and Facebook IG audience is different, but it shortcut a bit. It may not be fully accurate, but you have a slight advantage. Nothing actually is a lot of things you do is just incremental. Then over months, then you figure out the whole thing.
So
But I would
TikTok
say
is the
TikTok,
testing
when it
ground.
comes to this topic, right? TikTok itself is a platform.
Yep.
So whether you opt in or opt out, they own your data. Just like Facebook is a platform. Whether you opt in or opt out, right? Whether you allow to whatever tracking, they own your data. Because the moment you log into Facebook, they know which picture you click on, which whatever you do over here and there, right? So nothing being heard.
TikTok also got Pixel. You see the ads manager also ACC, the awareness, consideration, conversion. It's just that the choices are lesser compared to Facebook. Almost everything copy Facebook. Just that the algorithm confirm is different one. They can't copy algorithm. So I won't be surprised. Of course, if you tell me they are affected, yes, but I didn't read any official or anyone saying that they are affected, to be honest, because my attention also on Facebook. But let me bring back one more point that you're saying about omni-channel. Then if I'm starting to learn digital marketing, and then I say, oh, so much thing to learn.
One thing at a time, that's why we always advise people, okay, you start with TikTok. Now, if you want to follow Manfred, you start with TikTok. If you want to follow Maverick, then you start with something else. That's how the thing goes. If you want to follow Andrew, then you start with email. It's fine. Everybody starts somewhere.
A lot of my friends are very greedy. Then they try to absorb a lot of things, then they got overwhelmed. Then they cannot. I quote one of the very interesting things that I learned recently. He said that website is the center of the entire marketing. Everything leads to website, which I agree. Then you realize that when you learn TikTok, you learn Facebook, you learn Google, you learn YouTube, it's just like a never-ending rabbit hole. No?
And you never did anything on your website. That's the beauty of the whole thing.
Then the most amazing part, this rabbit hole, you go down the YouTube one, then later on come out, Instagram. It's interlinked. It's related. So say example, you Google search something, then you land on the website, then the pixel trigger, then you can see the advertisement on Facebook. Advertisement for retargeting, because Facebook is very good for retargeting. Right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yep. You saying? Yep.
So a lot of things are interrelated and it's never ending. A lot of things you learn. Which I when I say that, I scare all some of my friends who are trying to learn digital marketing.
No, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. But thank you so much, Manfred, for your TikTok point of view. Now, I want to bring up something. Who's next? Who's next? Anyone raise hand? If not, I'm just going to bring it in. You are first.
I can go next. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
That's so Malaysian, man. Okay, Ginn.
So my take about this is what's going to happen in the future is that definitely more players have come in already, and following that, it's really necessary to start to diversify into different places now. Of course, the thing is like what Jason was just sharing about. Don't one shot you go and learn everything. You will end up being in Chinese Kung Fu, you'll kill yourself before you even become a master of anything in that sense. Now,
saying this,
no different.
Run fire, go into devil. Is that?
That one is your enlightenment go wrong already. This one is you try to do too many things and then you fall flat. Or something along those lines. But the point over here is really still be a master of one, and then only you start to progress to the other one. Like for me, I think actually I have to also start to look into the other platforms already. In fact, just before our session, right, I was talking to I was in a WhatsApp group talking to different marketers, and they were just actually starting to ask this question: hey, do you all still look into Facebook these days? Do you still look into IG these days? And I was like, shit, marketers themselves talking about these things, it's like you don't have faith in your platform, is it? But no, it's just a human nature shift towards different places already. So privacy, no privacy, that's definitely coming. In fact, more things will be happening soon already. So we can choose to man cave ourselves, or we can choose to start to learn to see what's really the trend moving about. But I really love the beginning of the session with what Maverick was sharing, talking about. At the end of the day, it's still the psychology that works, coming down to us, the strategies that we implement. And then lastly, it's only going to be the platform that we choose to actually thrive on. I think that is really a very wonderful message on how we can actually thrive in this whole privacy era moving forward with things. Yeah, so
Fantastic.
that's my summary slash sharing about it.
Thank you so much, Ginn. Thank you so much.
Awesome,
Now,
man.
yeah, I think I totally agree with you. It's also to Maverick. So it's about the journey that we built. It's about how do you really design the whole strategy. Now, Maverick, I'll bring you up.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so come on, it's Facebook so they can censor me. So a lot of times people always ask, when it comes to marketing, right? What do you need to study to be good at marketing? So to answer Manfred's question as well, study religion. No product in the world have lasted so many thousand years. As a matter of fact, right now with all this data privacy coming in, right? Maybe it's a good time to see what the churches or what the the Muslims or what the Buddhists they are doing, because definitely they are way when people come together, hive mind, they become very smart. So what happens is that even average people, when they come together, they can come up with really, really excellent solutions. So if religion has survived for so many years, right? Because by tapping on to the psychology of people, I don't think they're going to allow simple things like data or technology that's going to stop it. Again, for those of you who are listening in, because we know this is on YouTube, Facebook, and don't know where Jason will broadcast this to, look at it from an objective point of view. Because end of the day, it didn't change the fact. If you compare so many products in the market, so many services in the market, how many can you say last as long as religion itself? Across, we talk about localization, need to go to another country and stuff like this. Religion has done it. Cross culture, cross language, translation, does it work or not? Yes, it has worked as well. So I think what has worked for them, if we pay close attention, probably the answer is there. So I think yes, it's still very much a data-driven marketing moving forward. But if you want to look at case studies, I guess one way is look at religion itself. So I better stop talking before Facebook close off this.
I was actually thinking to let you end until the 11 o'clock on. So
Hey, that's insightful.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
I add something. Just want to add something.
Okay, let me bring this back to the normal one. Okay, come.
Let me add something
Great.
first. When you mentioned about the religion part, I keep thinking that I think it's important to understand the persona, who are you exactly targeting. When you target, of course, you target the ideal customer. Understand their goals and motivation. You need to know what's their aspiration and what's holding them back or preventing them from reaching it.
Which I think religion did, right, in a way.
That's a code for almost every emotional feeling.
Yeah, you must really interview your ideal customer until the granular details, as in how exactly the whole thing, and ideally you walk through the whole thing. Then you understand, you are really in their shoes, then you can truly sell the solution that you're offering. And a lot of people say, I did that, my friend always say, I did that. But I keep emphasizing this. In isolation, none of the incremental changes appear to be game changer. You see, I do this, no result. I do this, no result. But when you combine all this little effort together, you can see incremental improvement month after month. And then gradually you'll see positive changes. Don't give up so easily. A lot of people say, no, Facebook ad, but I never do retargeting. So things happen. Just need to adjust your approach accordingly.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the purple Manfred. Anyway, the wisdom Manfred.
The wisdom Manfred.
Perfect.
Words
Love it.
of wisdom.
Oh, right. Andrew.
In respect of wow, in replacement of wow.
Wow, he has to do that. So Andrew, what's the take?
From email standpoint, I think not just email now, you would have to add in the mobile communication. It's a so-called two-way approach. But I think for marketers, the most very basic of advertising and marketing, the principles, I think it's time to go back to the basics. Like Maverick mentioned about the psychology of the buyer, the using religion as a representation of consistent messaging and being omnipresent and basically, available for almost every single human being's emotion. There's a reference point for it. That is something that that will last irrespective of whatever data privacy. And as a marketer, we should approach where is permission marketing as opposed to trying to be in your face.
Yep.
Now,
Awesome.
a lot of people try to do that because they just want to get that sale. But if you do permission marketing, you've got to give yourself some patience and really understand your prospects and also your customer.
True.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, in my opinion, if I'm allowed to actually add a little bit, first, I totally agree, with Manfred that you have to actually look at this as an incremental kind of thing. Now, I think, in my opinion, if you want to summarize the whole thing, marketers need to start being a marketer again instead of an advertiser.
Yep.
I think it's a very important thing. We have been an advertiser instead of a marketer. So as a marketer, very simple, following Maverick's philosophy, you go to where your audience are. So it's not a very difficult decision to make, to look at which platform should I master. You just go to the platform that your audience gather the most. So if your people find you through Google, if you're not a product that people will discover and immediately have the impulse to buy, do your SEO. If you can't do SEO, if you don't have the stamina for that, do your YouTube. Look, you know what? Exactly like what the other day I was sharing with Maverick. You know what? I started doing YouTube in 2018. 2018 until 2020, for that particular 2 years, I dabbled and I look at YouTube as, shit, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. I tried exactly what you said. It didn't work for me. Until the point where last year something hit my head that I decided that I'm going to post every day. Anyway, regardless you watch me or
must be
not.
an apple drop on your head.
I don't know what happened to that. Seriously,
that's why you call Isaac Newton.
I just suddenly I talked to Andrew and said, okay lah, I post every day. Now, close to 600 videos now. YouTube become my main driver because this is where my people hang out. This is where my people discover people like me. So I think marketers, in my opinion, you just have to start being a marketer again.
I think
yes, Manfred.
Sorry, Manfred, just let me. When you say all these things, when you mention SEO, you keep reminding me of all the backlinks. I have so much thing doing backlinks. No, seriously, how Google judge your backlinks? As I say, if it's for my case, if Singapore Press Holding link to me or MediaCorp link to me in Singapore, these are authoritative website. No? So you see, authority, you must become authority. Then it must be relevant to me. Then the backlink will be useful. So you think you study backlink before you, then of course the backlink also need to be popular also. So these are the criteria. When you learn marketing itself, you not only must do it, you must also apply it in a higher level. This sounds so deep. Sorry, Andrew, you take over.
You're so deep already. How to get out of that well, man?
Cannot get deeper than you, man. It's kind of like damn hard to crawl out, man. Seriously.
I think we got to stop the mentality or stop thinking like a media buyer and actually become a marketer. You're right, Jason.
True.
Now a lot of people are basically media buying. Right? I need data. I need to look at audience targeting, screw the creative and all those things. As long as I target the right people, sales and and conversions will happen. It's not about the messaging. It's not about basically, am I showing it to the right people? Am I attracting the right people? So yeah, the media buying stuff has to stop.
Yep, I think that's a very good.
Has to change, not stop. Has to change.
No, you have to go back to where you should be. I think that's what I think. Marketers, right? We're not advertisers. Anything else to add, guys?
The next guest, you guys can bring in the old school media buyer. Then maybe we can get some insights from them. Because to predict the future, sometimes you need to look at the past.
Please connect. We don't know anyone. I don't. Please connect.
Okay, so I think Andrew only can relate. Andrew and I only can relate.
Okay, I'll wait for that. All right. Anything else to add? All good?
How about the guests? We've been talking.
We're just gonna wrap this round. This is a very insightful episode. I totally love the interaction and I totally love the insights coming from Maverick. A very interesting angle to look at it. About the creativity, going back to the basic, and Ginn added so much valuable insights into the whole thing. And thank you everyone who actually joined us. Now this is a Three Marketeers Show. We do this every Wednesday night. If you want to actually join us, if you have any guests that you probably want to bring us. Get us to invite them over here. Do actually get in touch. We would love to invite anyone. And if you want to volunteer yourself, you can also get in touch anyway. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys, the Three Marketeers Shows. I'll see you We will see you next week at the same time on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.